Hey everyone, it's Haley Dodd with Red Carpet Report, and I am here on the set of The Fosters talking to the entire cast about Season 4. Hi, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Good. I mean, just diving right into Season 4.
Of course, as usual.
I know, and it's crazy you're already here, and I was actually tweeting out earlier to some people what do they want to know from you guys, and one girl said, can you ask them, why do they keep playing with my emotions? Which I think is so
it's
true.
The Fosters, like, come on, what do you
know.
expect? I mean, that is our speciality. Like, we have such a great way of just messing with people, and it's so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing to watch, you know, we have that power. I mean, it's great.
That's why people keep watching, too.
And also, you know, you see how people can get super emotional and angry about it, but you can also see that, in a way, if they get that angry about something or upset, then that ultimately means that if something good happens, it's going to affect them immensely as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of works both ways.
Yeah, you're doing something good.
Maybe. In a way.
In a way. Well, at the end of Season 3, I want to know, you dealt with you were with two guys. One of them died, and that was Jack. I want to know, how are you still standing as your character, Jude? Like, how are you able to take all of this?
Well, there's some other things that I'm wondering how Jude is still standing when he's doing them. But aside from that, yeah, I don't, you know, Jude's pretty tough. He's gone through a lot, and he's dealt with a lot of stuff that I couldn't imagine going through within my life. But the death of Jack really does shake him up, and we do see that immensely throughout the time of how the memory of Jack kind of haunts him, and he really doesn't know where Jack went and if he really is in a better place. That turns him to looking into religion and kind of trying to figure that out, where Jack is really gone, what happened to him, and then that kind of influences him into him not wanting to be gay. So Jack is responsible for a lot of stuff that Jude does. It's really, it's all on Jack, but he kind of goes down this long path of trying to figure this out, and he really doesn't know, and he's really confused because he's reading a lot of different things, and he doesn't know if he should be who he knows he is. He knows that he's gay, but he's reading these things that tell him he shouldn't be. Yeah,
and I was going to say at the end of Season 3 too, you were dealing with not knowing if you were gay. You were saying, oh, well, maybe I'm not. Why do I have to be one thing? Maybe I could be a lot of things. So what is the internal conflict there between your sexuality and, like you said, your religion?
Right. Well, Jude knows that he's gay, and he knows that he likes guys. He knows that his love for guys is imminent. He sees that, but he's also saying, well, if I like guys, I can obviously like girls, because that's how it works. You know, if you like one person, it's just people. I like everyone, and I can choose to love anyone. And so he's like turning to Taylor because she's been this person who's been a good friend to him. She's been there for him. He knows that she's had a thing for him, and he's like, well, I've got this. Like, if I can be straight, this is the person I go to. Like, I know that she'll help me. If anything, she'll, you know, kind of make sure to turn me over to this side. But she doesn't. She didn't do that. She doesn't really help him in that way. She does help him, and she is a big, important part of him going through all this and dealing with it. But she doesn't do what he wants, so. I
was going to say, are we going to be seeing more of Taylor and Jude kind of figuring it out together?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And it's pretty, it's like a cute relationship that they have, but it's not really a relationship.
No. Well, can you sympathize in a way in real life with what you're dealing with as a character? Can you sympathize with other people, you know, other teens that are going through the same conflict?
Yeah, to hear stories about different people going through all of this and having to deal with it and really going through these experiences is crazy to hear about. I really feel for these people. I mean, I've never gone through that in my own life. I've never had that. I've been lucky to kind of just know and figure stuff out, and I've never had that, but not everyone gets that. And so to have people tell me about it and to go through it, I sympathize as much as I can. I wish that, you know, they didn't have to go through these things. I wish that people didn't make others feel terrible for who they are. I wish that we didn't have to change ourselves and who we like just because we think that we're going to end up in a bad place.
Yeah.
So I think that it's very sad that we live in a world in which we have to change ourselves in order for others to be happy.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
That's what's great about your character. It's so complex. It's not just like, you know, showing one side of it. There's so many different emotions and layers to your character that are relatable. So that's great. And for Season 4 going in, what do you want to happen, or what do you want Jude to be able to figure out besides his sexuality, or help out with more?
He does some stupid stuff. So because he does kind of become at a point in which he's happy with himself, and when in whatever way, whatever he decides, he does have a moment in which he's happy, he's confident, and so that gives him the capability to do stupid things. Yay, Jude! And which I actually do love. I actually am really happy that Jude's not, constantly struggling about figuring this out. He is at a point at which he can do stupid stuff and experiment and go off and try other things, and so I try to hint at it. Like, I have such a hard time hinting at it without telling or giving too much. Like, I just want to tell you, but
I know.
I can't.
I want you
I know.
to.
Like, I'm like, in my mind, I'm
like,
like, how do I make this not obvious, but at the same time keep you thinking?
As vague and literal as possible.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
At the same time, it's so difficult.
Well, I'm wondering, out of the cast, who plays the family roles in real life? Like, who's more of the mom and dad and sister?
So Maya and I definitely have a very sister-like relationship.
Really?
I know that Sherry, I think everyone kind of does in a way. Maybe it's just because we're family on screen.
Yeah,
Like Sherry and Terry do feel very mother-like when I'm around them. Like, I do feel as though that they're kind of like my moms, in the sense that, they're like very important, and I do love them in a way. I do love all the cast.
Yeah.
Noah is like a big brother to me. I have a younger brother, but I've never had like a big brother who's like that role model in my life. So
That's
Noah
nice.
is like that. David is another person who I really look towards to when it in regards to life and stuff like that. And so I think everyone has a special place that fits in with their character in a way. And I think that we all kind of feel this connection as a family and as friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited.
I know,
for
it's great that we don't hate each other.
Yeah, no, well, that's how television is better.
Right, thankfully, yeah.
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 Well, thank you again.
Of course.
So excited
Thank
for
you.
season 4.
Yeah, as am I.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this interview, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And in the comments down below, I'd like to know, who is your favorite character on The Fosters? And make sure you check out The Fosters on Freeform starting June 20th.